Today we will be going through an action, war, and thriller movie from 2023, named Ambush. There will be spoilers ahead in this video, so chill out and enjoy. The film opens in 1966 in a small US Army outpost in Vietnam. General Drummond arrives at the post in his jeep and enters the camp. A Special Forces captain, Mora, comes to see him and asks him about the latest orders. He orders him to go to a remote firebase to pick up a binder full of names and locations of Vietnamese operatives. He tells him that they are the spies in the US military. He orders him to find the binder and destroy it at any cost, and he informs him that he is sending Crawford also with him on this mission. The next moment, he gets on a chopper, and flies over the mountainous terrain to reach the Argonne firebase in Quang Tri province. Corporal Ackerman welcomes them on the base, who is an engineer and in charge of the base. He says the ARVN soldiers fall under the Special Forces, so Mora can direct them. Ackerman takes him inside the tent and asks him if he can see his orders. Mora gets angry at him, saying that his mission cannot be disclosed to him. He argues with him, saying that he is in charge of the forward base, but Mora reminds him that except the ARVN soldiers and Special Forces. Mora says a highly classified package is due to be delivered there at any moment. And says if any package, small or big, is brought to this location, he would inform him immediately. Now Ackerman goes to the boys working in the ditches. A soldier, Mara, asks him what they are doing there, as they are too exposed at that location. He replies that a captain has arrived at the base, and wants to know if anyone has seen a package delivered here. He says they did not receive any mail. He goes from there to another soldier. He also asks them about the package. They reply that they did not see anyone coming to deliver the mail. He says it was not like mail or officially delivered, but a covert delivery. After that he reaches a sniper who asks him to take shelter, as he sees some movements in the woods. He reflects his dagger in the sun and shouts at them to confirm their identity. They do the same and say they are American too. Captain Mora comes there in a hurry and meets them. He says his code word to them and receives the package. They say they were 6, but their other men have died and the safety of the mission is off. He goes to a ditch in the outpost and talks to General Drummond. He briefs him on everything in the binder, like maps, lists, and names. He orders him to scan the map from the ledger, as he sees that he has a map of the potential locations of the operatives. He also orders him to take the ledger to him in the morning. The next morning, the soldiers of the post gather in the mess to have breakfast. In no time, a burst of fires rained over them in the tent. Some of the soldiers die at the spot, while the others crawl to their posts to get the guns. In the meantime, they lost a lot of their men. When they get able to retaliate, the militants of the Vietcong bomb them too. Captain Mora puts the ledger in a box and gets his men in the position and fights back in full force. Their fierce attack and retaliation secure them a victory in this ambush. After pushing the Vietcong away, the captain runs back to his ditch to check the ledger, but he is shocked to see that they have taken the document. He connects to General Drummond and tells him everything, including the theft of the ledger too. He scolds him, asking why he is alive after all of this. He says he is sending someone who can handle the hard tasks well. In the next scene, a chopper lands in the area and a Lieutenant Colonel, Miller, arrives at the outpost. He goes to Captain Mora, introduces himself, and says Drummond gave him a report that they were attacked by an invisible enemy that seemed to come out of nowhere. Mora says they were more familiar with the land, now they need to find out where they are going. He says to Miller that he thinks he is not experiencing a sense of emergency from him, as there is a highly classified document missing that must be retrieved. He orders Ackerman to give him some dead bodies so his dog can sniff them. The next moment, Miller's dog nods in a direction and he orders them to form 3 teams. They go deep into the forest following the dog. Suddenly, militants of the Viet Cong attack them from behind the bushes. They kill a lot of their men and heavy firing ensues. Miller positions his teams effectively, which helps them overpower the militants. They crawl through the bushes and attack them. Soon they kill all of the militants and move ahead. After some search in the forest, they find a bunker that was connected to a tunnel. Miller says to Ackerman that the Viet Cong are not coming from the sky or earth, they are coming from the earth. He sends this message to Mora in the outpost. He calls Drummond and tells him everything. He informs him that the tunnel is very long and Miller plans to cover above and send a team below. When he says he wants to go inside, Drummond stops him, saying that he is his link in this fight, and he wants him above the ground. Now he asks him to give the receiver to Crawford and he wanted to talk to him privately. He directs Crawford to collect the ammunition to blow the tunnel under 2 hours. He acts and collects the bombs, grenades, and other ammunition and heads to the tunnel. He tells Miller the whole situation and places the bombs under the lid of the tunnel. While in the tunnel, Ackerman and his men map the tunnel and search for the binder. They face multiple tricks in there, including the attack of the scorpion. Gledhill slips and dies. Eventually, they reach the place where the militants were staying. Cole fights them but gets hit by one of their men. He asks his friend Nevins to find the binder and leave the tunnel immediately, because he knows they are going to blow it sooner or later. But on the other side of the tunnel, Ackerman and Mara reach another hiding spot of the militants. They try to search the binder too, but Ackerman orders them to move on and find the other team, as he says that the Vietcong cannot leave that ledger unguarded. The next moment, Crawford kills a militant coming out of the tunnel and reminds everyone that when the hour is up, anyone in the tunnel will be dead. Down in the tunnel, Nevins teams up with Ackerman and tells him that Gledhill and Cole are dead. And they could not find anything or any binder. He also shows him how a scorpion stung him while he crawled back. Now they decide to go back. They all crawl and reach an exit. Ackerman pushes the lid but stops when he sees two militants outside. He kills one when he tries to open the lid and shoot. Meanwhile, Miller reaches there with his team and kills the second one. Ackerman and his men come out and tell him about what happened inside. He hands over some documents to him, but they could not confirm the binder in them. Miller sends him back inside the tunnel to find more spots. Sometime later, Crawford joins them with his men. They spread in the tunnel to clear them from the militants and find the binder. Crawford goes with Ackerman and expresses his thoughts, that it is surprising that they sent engineers into this violent conflict. He agrees with him and tells him that he should ask this Captain Mora, he just draws the maps of the tunnel. Crawford says they sent him as bait in the tunnel so that the Vietcong would come out. Mapmaking is left for only less than an hour. This leaves Ackerman unanswered. Crawford takes his men to find the other spot and goes from there. He orders him to hold the junction until they are back. Moments later, Crawford burns some militants with his flamethrower. Ackerman joins his team and finds another spot, where they treat their injured militants. A militant finds him when he gets stuck in the tunnel. He fires at his cylinders, which causes an explosion in the tunnel. They hear that noise and confirm that it was Crawford. Vietcong also hears this sound, and drops a grenade at their location that kills Nevins. Ackerman watches every man of his team and orders them to leave the tunnel immediately. They drag Gates to another pit and try to find the hole in the tunnel. He tells Gates that it means the tunnel has ventilation shafts, and they need to find one big enough to push him outside. They walk from there and reach the dead end of the tunnel. They try to figure out how they can escape through a small hole. Suddenly, some militants come and attack them with their daggers. They have a tough one-on-one fight at that dead end of the tunnel. Eventually, another militant comes with the rifle and kills Gates. Ackerman intervenes, clenches his gun, and shoots him back. Now he and Boyd are left alone in the pit. He sits beside him and says they are left with only 30 minutes, as Mora has ordered them to blow the tunnel. He only cares about the mission succeeding. Nothing else matters. He says they have only 20 minutes, then they will go up too. Ackerman finds a ventilation shaft, breaks its cover, and they start to crawl in that. Boyd sees Vietcong's ammunition along the tunnel and moves forward. Suddenly he sees a captive American soldier by a militant and the binder at the table. The movie culminates in a final showdown between the survivors and the Vietcong. They crawl back and reach into the previous pit of the ammunition. Militant suspects their presence, so they hide behind the racks. Soon he comes there and starts to fight with Boyd. Ackerman comes out and grabs him. He orders Boyd to run to get the binder. He rushes back into the tunnel, frees the captive, and gets the box containing the binder. Ackerman stabs the militant and blows up the pit with the bomb, which injures him. He orders Boyd to go up alone. He will catch him up later, but he refuses and takes him with him. After some time, they find the hole and get out of the tunnel. Miller receives them and sends the binder to the outpost. Mora connects to his General Drummond and informs him about the successful recovery of the document. He orders him to destroy the binder immediately and put the engineer on the phone. He appreciates his bravery on his first ever mission, and his struggle to find the highly classified document. He gets shocked and angry when he sees Miller burning the binder. He yells at them, saying that his friends died bringing that binder back. He asks the general about it, who says it is ordered by their higher authority. The movie ends when he asks if there is any record of his men, and why he died there. He replies that a warrior's record is not written in the books, or decorated with medals. They live forever. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe Recap in Minutes for more videos like this, and help the channel grow.